New COVID-19 contact tracing app is being introduced for Ontario residents now. The voluntary app allows people who have tested positive for the virus to notify other users of possible exposure anonymously. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Premier Doug Ford spoke about the app, calling it an important step in the fight against COVID-19 as more Canadians return to work and provinces reopen the economy.
It's 100% private. That was our number one issue right at the get-go. We said that there has to be privacy because I know how important that is to people. And there's 100% privacy when it comes to this app, and we're just going to continue promoting it. And we need people to download this app. It's going to protect us. It's going to protect your families.
The risk that we saw with long-term care homes was staff and other people bringing it in from the community. Sometimes, and most time, they either thought they weren't infected, they were unaware that they might have been in contact with someone. So the app is more appropriate for helping them to be aware if and when we open up even more visitation, so that that doesn't occur again and there's not an inflow of infection into these homes, and where susceptible individuals would be obtaining the infection and suffering morbidity. And unfortunately, we've seen the long-term care homes mortality as well. So it's more for the people in the community that they do not are alerted and they would not bring it in.
And with more on this, we're joined live via Skype by data security and privacy expert Faye Arjomandi, CEO and founder of Mimik Technology. Jay, thanks so much for being with us tonight. We certainly appreciate it. You know, privacy came up more than once when we heard from the Premier of Ontario and when we heard from the Prime Minister. So as an expert here, what concerns, if any, do you have about privacy when it comes to this particular contact tracing app?
Yes. Hi, Lina, and thank you for having me here. Obviously, contact tracing is a crucial part of our lives today because you want to control the virus. But in order for the app to be used and be useful, you need to have about 60 to 70% of the population in every region to download it to be useful. But in order for you to get to that 60 to 70%, you have to obviously give peace of mind to people that their data remains private. Otherwise, nobody will download the application. The example that I give is that imagine your house is being broken into and you call the law enforcement to come in, but then at that moment you don't give the key to the castle to them and say from now on you can access my house and you can come in anytime you want. So Mimik is a provider of a hybrid edge cloud platform, which is an enabler technology that ensures your data only remains on device and also ensures that you can enable a community alerts system in a most anonymous fashion right from your device. And it's also is a downloadable technology, so it's not going to be part of the operating system that now as a user you can just delete it. That's why countries such as France and Germany decided that they're not going to use Apple and Google solution and they're going to go their own way because one of the major concerns is that once this technology become part of operating system, it's very difficult for users to just say no to it or delete it. That's in a nutshell. So with Mimik technology is actually an enabler, is complementary even to Apple and Google because it addresses some of the shortcomings that they have with technology that can be utilized to basically provide peace of mind to the end user that your data remains on your device. You are in control on who can see it, how long they can see that data. You can revoke that permission for accessing data, and that's the only way that we can actually achieve full data privacy for the users.
How effective do you think an app like this would be in preventing or maybe dealing with the second wave and dealing with more and more people going back to work and getting back to the new normal?
Yes. So we have, so number one, that's what, in fact, we were invited to present at the Canadian House of Commons in May 21st with likes of IBM and Google. We believe that contact tracing is important. Contact tracing and testing, they come hand to hand. They're important. And also ability for users to take an action. And it's not only about, hey, download this application that we can trace you. It's also about, I'm downloading this application for me in order for me to be able to go back to my semi-normal life that is including living and working, and for the country to open the economy so that we can go back to work. So it is important, but only and only I and anybody else will download it if we know that our data remains on device. I am in control. I can delete it if I can delete the application, and I can choose who can see my data. Because at some point, as a user, I want to be able to, for instance, communicate with my own insurance company, or communicate with my healthcare provider, or as a patient, I want to opt into a remote patient monitoring company because I'm single and I want someone to watch over me during that period of time. So you have to have ability to also easily integrate an interface with this system and revoke the interface as well. Right. So it is crucial, it is important, but it can only achieve success if we ensure data privacy of the user, which is truly only possible with a hybrid edge cloud platform.
Okay, well, Jay, thanks so much for your perspective on this. It'll be very interesting to see how many people do download the app when it's available in Ontario next month. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.